care about their education, or they only work because they have to. And that's not true at all. They're the most like hardworking individuals I've ever gotten to notice. Social class and financial resources, most of the people that I saw like worked 2 or 3 jobs, which was very hard to see because if they like made just a little bit over like the poverty line, we couldn't see them. They had to go somewhere else. With low health outcomes in low income populations, so I saw people from like my little small town. They all came from this place called Bottom Street, and that's where people go with like low income. They don't have the greatest life expectancy. They have to go to school resources for meals and stuff. So we helped with resources with that. And then the politics and policies in the United States, undocumented immigration, I saw like a lot of policies that are affecting them today, especially with it being on the news now, with children being abandoned and stuff like that. It was definitely hard to watch as their families were like, I don't want to say like being deported, but they kind of were. So just hearing their stories and how they got here and why they're here was really inspiring. So how I anticipate my experience will affect my future. So it increased my understanding as well as my awareness of issues affecting those who do not have health insurance, and the lack of community resources. So the clinic that I'm involved with still is only open a few hours of the day and only 2 days a week, which is very hard. The price of healthcare for those who have money and those who don't, as a healthcare manager, like I have to make sure that my budget is with consistent. And with the clinic, we're a not-for-profit, so we're constantly getting donations of stuff. So we have to make sure that we're getting like this right supplies that are donated to us. They need to learn another language and the needs of technology. There's a lot of language barriers. So when I'm a manager, I have to take notice of that. I work in a nursing home now, and I have patients who are Muslim, or I have patients who are Hispanic. And it's definitely hard to communicate with them. And I so desperately want to, but I just can't. So it's nice to have their families with them. And there's a lot of families that come with people in the clinic that I saw. The lack of resources to treat related conditions. So it wasn't just treating their physical health, it was also treating their mental health as well. And I only saw like only a few like therapists come in only during the hours that were open. Otherwise, there's no access for these people to go and see help with depression or anxiety. They need to be cost effective with supplies. We got constant donations like the insulin for those people with diabetes. They got all our supplies from us. And if we didn't have that, it was really sad to see what would happen. Increase my awareness with mental health issues in healthcare, like I said before. It was also with the families to be aware of my communication style when I'm talking with them, because I know that I can know so much in my head, but really I don't know anything. So just learning where they're coming from and being respectful of it. Making sure they're right and patient to protect confidentiality. There's a lot of people in the culture who have the same name. So making sure that they are protected under the HIPAA Act, and making sure that documentation is being done in a timely manner. At the clinic, one of our problems is that some nurses that worked with me didn't document right away, and they forgot. And that's really important in the healthcare system.
All right, so Lindsay and I both actually went on the same trip. We went to Italy. The process for applying is actually really easy. You just apply online. But I would keep in mind that if you're looking into something like this, trips like Italy tend to fill up really quickly. So the students with the most credit are the ones who get the first pick. I would recommend visiting the CCE fair also. There's a ton of people there, kind of selling and showing off what their experience was and like the prices. They'll give you, you know, kind of an idea of what's going to happen, and lots of brochures to bring home and think it over. So our experience was really cool. We were provided apartments in Florence a tour guide who brought us around and showed us like the major attractions there. We went to churches, restaurants, museums, and we even got to plan our own self-directed travel. So I mean, I went to Rome for a weekend. You can travel to the coast, go to the beach. So how it's affecting my life today, it really validated the difference between being a tourist and actually experiencing the culture when you're there for 3.5 weeks. I learned to kind of take time and talk to the people that you might see on the street every day, people in shops, restaurants, and don't close yourself off to the unexpected and unplanned, because usually the shop that you might not be planning on going into might have like the coolest thing there. I also, something I'm kind of working on today is walking a lot more, and also public transportation is a big thing in Italy. But people walk everywhere in the meantime, and I walked probably, I don't know, 10 miles a day sometimes. And yeah, and it's healthy for the environment, and it's also really healthy for your body, so I'm trying to continue that. And also leisure time, such as lunch breaks in Italy, are really kind of respected. They take their time, they enjoy it, they chat with friends, and food is eaten really slowly, and like extra touches of quality, like tomatoes being perfectly ripe, or the perfect ambiance of a restaurant is something that I really liked and enjoyed, and I'm trying to stop and appreciate and initiate these little touches in my own life. Oh, no, actually, one more on this slide. And the biggest impact on me probably is the art. I'm a graphic communications major, and I have a previous degree in painting and drawing and art history. And in Italy, you're walking on it. It's everywhere. It's in the walls. It's on the floors. It was really incredible. And seeing it in person, it made me feel really insignificant, but also hopeful, because you actually get to see it up close and kind of see the marks that a person made that you don't see on like a slide in a classroom. And having made marks like that myself, it kind of brought to earth that this is a real person making this art, and I'm a person, I can make art too. So I'm gonna try and use that as motivation in my art today. Okay. And in the future, I plan on, I have more confidence in myself and a better grasp on how to get along in a foreign country. The signs are pretty much universal. You can always figure it out. It's not as hard as you build it up to be in your head. So definitely in the future, I'm gonna be more optimistic about traveling abroad. And when I do travel, I'm gonna walk and talk more with the locals. I've kind of discovered that walking has a lot to do with it. You see a lot of stuff in between the attractions and the major places that people go to.